it's about to get rowdy. This isn't your run-of-the-mill Golf 8.5. We'll save that episode for later. This is the 8.5 GTI. Hey, what are you doing? Oh, you need to transport goods? Maybe people? No, it's fine. Silver Solutions got your back. Oh, you need branding. Some signage maybe? Maybe even some paper printing. Check out Silver Solutions 1982. They really are dedicated to excellence when it comes to these core business needs. Now, back to your regular scheduled programming. So let's take a look at the styling of this thing. Now, it's not new to our eyes. You remember a few months ago, actually, we did the Golf 8.5 R line, and the styling is very similar. And remember, this is a facelift of the Golf 8 that we covered on this channel a good almost 2 years ago. But still, let's take a look at a few highlights. First of all, we know this Golf 8 silhouette, very smooth and flowing lines that run over the vehicle, right from the top with its almost panoramic sunroof, coming down to its very slanted windscreen, coming to this large bonnet with the sculpted lines in it. It brings us all the way down to what is probably the biggest design factor right now in VW Golf, being that illuminating badge that comes as a part of your IQ lighting system. We have that light bar that runs across the front of the vehicle, and then we have that red stripe that matches the red GTI lettering that we see in this vehicle. Absolutely stunning, no matter how it is that you look at it. Let's go below the standard grille, which basically doesn't exist because we have this large lower air dam with the honeycomb cutouts in it to really allow that radiator to breathe nicely. Right in the center, we have our suite of sensors right there for your adaptive cruise control and other such features that the vehicle comes with. My favorite part of the bumper, no, not just the fact that that little color-coded insert reminds me of a Polo Vivo Cube. Nah, my favorite part of the bumper is the fact that it has got those hexagon spotlights built into it, sort of cut out of that lower air dam grille. It looks very, very handsome. No punch out for a camera up front. This vehicle only has the rear camera in it. And then from there, we have this the park distance control sensors right up at the front. Again, just adding to that suite of safety features that come in this car. This is the legendary VW Golf GTI. Just so you know, when it comes to power figures, this thing now pushes out 195 kilowatts of power, 15 kilowatts higher than the pre-facelift model. About 370 Newton meters of torque, is good for a 0 to 100 time of 5.9 seconds. That is not a figure to be trifled with. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, this elevates this vehicle beyond hot hatch territory. Absolutely stunning vehicle. Take a look at those mirrors. Look at how sculpted they are with that indicator lens built into them. And then you have the GTI badge moved from the front fender onto the front doors. Styling wise, VW knows what they're doing, and they've done a really good job on this vehicle. Let's take a look at what it looks like round back. So let's come around the rear of this vehicle and talk about some of the wonderful features that we see on it. Starting off right at the top with that gloss black shark fin aerial. We've got a sizable spoiler right at the top of the rear windscreen. And then we've got one of the major design changes that we see on the Golf 8.5 GTI is these new tweaked tail lights, LED units, very pretty, but they look very aftermarket. That said, I didn't have a problem with the previous ones. I have no issue with these ones too. They're very reminiscent of the ones that you find on your T-Cross, that sort of overlapping design. You've got your VW badge proudly displayed on the back, which hides the camera that pops out whenever you put it into reverse. And then you've got your GTI badging right there too in red. Red is quite the theme that this car carries through. In fact, especially on the inside, when we get in there, you will see just how much red you see on the inside of this vehicle's interior. Your park distance control sensors are just above your two reflectors in the bumper, and then you've got those two trumpets right down at the bottom there that look absolutely gorgeous, really giving this car a very purposeful look. Now let's come to what, if you are from the Eastern Cape, is something you'd be very, very proud of. The mag wheels on this vehicle. Those are 19-inch Queenstown mag wheels. Queenstown, like in the Eastern Cape. But there we've got them. Looking stunning. I must tell you though, when I see them, I get shades of some of that Alfa Romeo in there. But we won't say anything about that in this review. Gorgeous looking car. Absolutely everything spot on. VW knows what they're doing when it comes to the Golf, and they have never missed since day one. But that's the outside. Let's take a look at what it looks like on the inside. Welcome to the interior of the VW Golf 8.5 GTI. Step inside. So when you step into the interior of a Golf 8.5, you remember that Golf is no longer just a hatchback. In fact, the Golf 8.5 will remind you that it is a premium hatchback and literally should be taken as such. Look, if the price doesn't remind you of that, at 905,000 rands for one of these things, the interior fittings will let you know. Let's start right at the top. Your soft touch plastic right at the top of the dashboard, and then you get this sort of faux carbon fiber looking material, the strip that runs along the entire length of the vehicle. What also runs along the entire length of the vehicle is the gorgeous lighting, the ambient lighting that you have in this vehicle. In these ones, you're looking at about 30 colors that you can choose from in the ambient lighting. It absolutely is gorgeous. Front and center when you get into the car is this massive 12.9-inch screen that sits in front of you. In front of the driver, you have a 10.3-inch driver cockpit that gives you all of the information that you need when you are driving. Behind that, you have your heated leather-wrapped steering wheel, and here comes the red. You get that red stitching on the inside of it. You get that red line just there above the satin silver in the steering wheel and the red GTI badge that's there. The red continues on, and I'll show it to you as we keep describing this gorgeous interior. Your infotainment screen is there for you to literally adjust everything about this car, and they have this interesting slider button that is right at the bottom, this haptic button at the bottom of the screen right there. It takes some getting used to, and it takes some time to grow on you, because we're used to either buttons, knobs, or rollers in order to adjust especially your volume on a car like this. But I mean, you know, I guess with time, as you live with it, you will get used to it. But what I do see people using more would be the buttons on the steering wheel. And yes, this time it is actual buttons. Unlike the pre-facelift that had the haptic touch sensitive buttons on the steering wheel, this time it's actually back to real buttons that VW is using here. Absolutely gorgeous interior. You look just below your aircon vents, you have two USB-C ports, you have the Golf badge sort of just laid in there with this light permanently on it, just to remind you that you are driving VW's flagship hatchback. Just below that, you have your wireless charging pad that allows you to place your phone there and hide it away from the sun or from prying eyes in the vehicle. You have your gear selector knob right here, and then your start-stop button that whenever you get into the car is always throbbing, sort of just inviting you to hit that start-stop button and get the car going. You got two cup holders, including one that is adjustable, your 12-volt socket right here, and then you've got a cubby between your two seats that is pretty generously sized for a vehicle this size. Let's come to the seats. These seats are wrapped in what is called Vienna leather. And once again, we get that red theme going again. There's this red beadwork that runs around the seats. You get the red stitching. You get the two-color leather perforated because the seats are both heated and ventilated. And then you get the gorgeous GTI badge just at the top of your back. Just behind the headrest, you get that red Vienna leather also. That theme just runs throughout this vehicle and makes it feel premium. It makes it feel sporty too. It literally makes you feel like you want to get up and going in this vehicle. My one gripe with it is the sound system. Now, it's not a name brand sound system, but at almost R1 million, I would expect it to be. When you do set your sound system and you sort of put your sound bias to the middle of the vehicle, your sound basically dies. You have no volume on it, and I wish VW could give you a little more volume with that. But as soon as you move it to more of a front bias, you're then able to adjust it a lot higher. You get more volume from it, and that's it. It is a really good sound system, very punchy, very high quality, crystal clear, and it just drives well. So honestly speaking, yeah, 50% for me when it comes to the sound system, because it's so good, but it doesn't utilize its greatness the way you'd like it to. Let's jump into the rear seats real quick. So yeah, VW, right? Me sitting behind myself in this vehicle does tend to be a bit tight. There isn't really much space, especially if you drive it like a GTI driver should. A VW driver would be all the way back. It's a very bulky seat in front of me, and you feel it when you're sitting in the back. But that said, the comfort from the seats in the back is really quite good. Again, that red stitching going on this Vienna leather. And then you get this very handy cup holder slash armrest, also very, very cushy. It really is comfortable. And how'd you like that? We have a ski hatch. So whenever you want to load anything through that is long, you go buy a broom, just load it in through the ski hatch, and you will be all good on that front. That said, you do get these two pockets up here. Place your cell phones in there. You get a map pocket down here. And then you also get what is 3-zone climate control. And you can set whatever temperature it is that you want in the rear for your rear seat passengers right there, along with the two vent controls here. You get ISOFIX anchorages also in the back seat, 3 headrests, and 3-point seat belts for your rear seat occupants. Your roof lining is black. It makes it feel very sporty, but what I love about it is, even at my 6-foot height, tons of space above me right here. You've got your touch sensitive lights in your roof lining, which are becoming more and more common in vehicles these days. And then you get these grab handles with your coat hooks that are built into them. A very pleasant place to be, even in the back seat. But that's enough of looking at this car. Come on, guys. We've been waiting almost 2 years for this. Let's take this baby out for a spin. Driving impressions of the Golf 8.5 GTI. Put it in sport mode. Oh, there we go. This is a GTI. Oh yeah. Oh, ho, 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 baby. This car is what it thinks it is. I mean, there's no two ways about it. A Golf 8.5 GTI, guys, is not just a hot hatch. It is an entry-level sports car, like properly, right? I know when I was driving the Polo GTI, I was ranting and raving about its performance, and I'm not gonna lie, the same is true for this car. That extra 15 kilowatts, I'd like to think, comes into good effect. I never got to drive the Golf 8 GTI, and maybe I will one day, but right now this is all I've got to go on, is the 8.5. It's one of those cars that, interestingly, because it's got 195 kilowatts of power, you can't hide that power. You can't, even if you drop it into, I'll give you an example. I'm going to drop it now into what is eco mode, right? The car's in eco mode as we speak. I'm driving it, you know, relatively chilled. But as soon as I put my foot down, ooh, oh baby, it's in eco mode. Come on, it shouldn't do that, but it does. And that's what this car is. This car is an absolute riot. There's no other way to put it. There's no better words we can use to describe what this car can do. All it wants is an open road in front of you, nothing but fuel in the tank, and for you to put your foot flat. This car is absolutely stunning. In fact, let me show you guys exactly how it is that you launch a Golf 8.5 GTI. All right, so the first thing you do is you go into your modes. You put the car, make sure that it's in sport mode, and then once it's in sport mode, you literally have to make sure that it is in drive. It'll write S there on the steering wheel, and yeah, make sure your seat belt's on. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the accelerator, and then oh. So that's how you drive this car, right? And that's how it calls you to drive it. But that said, if you do choose to drive it in a more civil manner, the car will literally allow you to do that. It really doesn't have a problem living in your normal drive mode, in your eco mode. You know, it's happy to potter around town at relatively low speeds. But the thing about this car is that duality of its character. This car literally has multiple personality disorders, and it carries both sides of its personality so well. I mean, I can't think of a hot hatch in my recent memory, save for the Polo, that was like this. But my only qualm with the Polo was those rims on it made it ride very hard, whereas with this one the suspension is really compliant, even though it is also riding on 19-inch wheels. I don't know if it's just the difference in the suspension setup, or if maybe the seats just help absorb some of those bumps a whole lot better. But the bottom line is, this GTI really drives in a very composed manner. But that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing that it does is really what makes the GTI such a cute car. But it's not a cute car anymore, because nowadays when people see the GTI, they know exactly what to expect. And in this one, a 0 to 100 time of a good sub 6 seconds, that tells you a lot about what this vehicle is and what it is that it's able to accomplish. And the fact that they had to limit the top speed to 250 kilometers an hour is absolutely amazing too. But yeah, really, that is what this vehicle is all about. Honestly speaking, that duality makes it, and I guess it's a VW AG thing, how people talk about Porsches and just how dailyable a Porsche 911 is. That's the same with this. You're sitting with a car that has 195 kilowatts of power running through those front wheels through that 7-speed DSG gearbox, and still it's able to drive around and be a mom's taxi. You could literally hand this car over to your grandmother and she'd be able to do whatever it is that she needs to do in it without any questions asked. So, you know, the duality of this vehicle is what makes it just that amazing. Whether it's worth the sticker price of over 900,000 rands, now that's a question for each person to answer individually. It depends on you, depends on what you do, depends on what you want out of a car. It depends on how it is that you place value on that immortal badge with those 3 letters that no one will ever forget. GTI says quite a lot, and it lets you know exactly what it is that you're in for when it comes to when you do buy one of these vehicles. It's stunning to look at, it's stunning to ride in, and it is a riot to drive. Oh my greatness. I did tell you guys that it's about to get rowdy in here, right? And boy, has it gotten rowdy. Look, it's got a good sound system, but I did mention this before. You have to play around with the settings to get the most out of it. I am disappointed. VW has some really good sound systems in some of its other cars, some Harman Kardon sound systems and things like that. Why not drop one of those in a car that costs almost R1,000,000? That would make sense to me. Also, door sills don't have anything VW, GTI, nothing to let you know that you're in something special. It costs almost $1,000,000, but who cares? Ooh, oh baby. When you can do those kind of acceleration runs, you know that you're in something special. And that's where that sticker price comes in. You're not just buying a vehicle, you are buying a piece of automotive history. And if you want to know a little bit more about that history, check out the first video we did on the Golf GTI 8. And that'll tell you exactly what kind of heritage this vehicle carries in its blood. Really a stunning vehicle to drive, and one that I will not be forgetting anytime soon. I mean, if I had a third thumb to put up, I would put a third thumb up. This car is one for the books. Legendary stuff from VW as expected. Oh, VW Golf GTI, what a thing you have done. Now, guys, I need you guys to understand, this brings us to the end of our episode. The end of our episode, but not my time with the car, because I'm going to take this baby out for another spin. In the meantime, if it's your first time bumping into our channel, please smash the subscribe button, give us a nice thumbs up, and maybe drop a comment down in the comment section so that we know what you think of what we do here. My name is not important. What's important is what we drive here. This is Random Wednesday. Let's get it.